What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do. People will choose unhappiness over uncertainty. Focus on being productive instead of busy. Many a false step was made by standing still. The opposite of love is indifference, and the opposite of happiness is boredom. Being able to quit things that don't work is integral to being a winner. Boredom is the enemy, not some abstract failure. The world is changed by your example, not by your opinion. Losers have goals. Winners have systems. You only have the rights you fight for. Emphasize strengths. Don't fix weaknesses. Age doesn't matter. An open mind does. An entrepreneur isn't someone who owns a business. It's someone who makes things happen. The most important actions are never comfortable. If you don't have time, the truth is, you don't have priorities. Think harder. Don't work harder. It isn't enough to think outside the box. Thinking is passive. Get used to acting outside the box. Most people are fast to stop you before you get started, but hesitate to get in the way if you're moving. The question you should be asking isn't, "What do I want?" or "What are my goals?" but "What would excite me?" Think big, and don't listen to people who tell you it can't be done. Life's too short to think small. People don't want to be millionaires. They want to experience what they believe only millions can buy. Someday is a disease that will take your dreams to the grave with you. Tomorrow becomes never. No matter how small the task, take the first step now. Doing less is not being lazy. Don't give in to a culture that values personal sacrifice over personal productivity. Different is better when it is more effective or more fun. Being busy is a form of laziness, lazy thinking and indiscriminate action. Doing something unimportant well does not make it important. Often, all that stands between you and what you want is a better set of questions. It's amazing how someone's IQ seems to double as soon as you give them responsibility and indicate that you trust them. When you complain, nobody wants to help you. If you let pride stop you, you will hate life. If this is the only thing I accomplished today, will I be satisfied with my day? My goal is to learn things once and use them forever. Adversity doesn't build character. It reveals it. Life punishes the vague wish and rewards the specific ask. Money doesn't change you. It reveals who you are when you no longer have to be nice. Being selective, doing less, is the path of the productive. Focus on the important few and ignore the rest. The best way to improve mental performance is to improve physical performance. 3 ingredients of luxury lifestyle design are time, income, and mobility. Do not overestimate the competition and underestimate yourself. You are better than you think. If it's important to you, and you want to do it eventually, just do it, and correct course along the way. What you do is infinitely more important than how you do it. If we define risk as the likelihood of an irreversible negative outcome, an action is the greatest risk of all. Massive elimination is the most important step and the most neglected step for entrepreneurs. You are the average of the 5 people you associate with most, so do not underestimate the effects of your pessimistic, unambitious, or disorganized friends. A person's success in life can usually be measured by the number of uncomfortable conversations he or she is willing to have. Excitement is the more practical synonym for happiness, and it is precisely what you should strive to chase. Information is useless if it is not applied to something important, or if you will forget it before you have a chance to apply it. The fishing is best where the fewest go, and the collective insecurity of the world makes it easy for people to hit home runs, while everyone is aiming for base hits. By working only when you are most effective, life is both more productive and more enjoyable. The most important trick to be happy is to realize that happiness is a choice that you make and a skill that you develop. Never automate something that can be eliminated, and never delegate something that can be automated or streamlined. If you let your learning lead to knowledge, you become a fool. If you let your learning lead to action, you become wealthy. The superheroes you have in your mind, idols, icons, titans, billionaires, etc., are nearly all walking flaws, who've maximized 1 or 2 strengths. Don't confuse the complex with the difficult. Most situations are simple, many are just emotionally difficult to act upon. Give vulnerability a shot. Give discomfort its due. Because I think he or she who is willing to be the most uncomfortable is not only the bravest, but rises the fastest. Thank you for watching and for supporting us.